Hello dear student, welcome to new session. In this session we'll start new chapter called magnetic effect of current. The topic is magnetic effect of current. From here we'll reach to next part of physics, that is magnetism. In magnetism we have 5 chapters. First is your magnetic effect of current, second is your earth magnetism, which is also called permanent magnet or magnetic earth. Third is your EMI, that is electromagnetic induction. Fourth is your AC, that is alternating current, and fifth chapter is electromagnetic wave. So these 5 chapters can combine and make a sequence in physics called magnetism. So in magnetism, the first chapter which we'll discuss is magnetic effect of current, that is magnetic effect of current. In this chapter, first of all, we'll discuss about what actually magnetism is, in which what we'll study in this chapter. In magnetism, first of all, we'll discuss about magnetic field. We'll discuss about magnetic field. Like gravitational field, like electric field, there is one more concept of field called magnetic field. So magnetic field, we are discussing here about magnetic field. This chapter is very much similar with your first chapter, that is electric field and charge. So if you are aware with each and every topic related to electric field and electric charge, then you are very much comfortable in this chapter called magnetic field. So in magnetic field, my dear student, first of all, let us discuss how many types of magnetic field which we will discuss. So magnetic field is basically of 2 types. First is pure magnetism, which is also called permanent magnetic field, permanent magnetic field. And second is your electromagnetism, which is also called temporary magnetic field, or we can say temporary magnet. So first of all, let us discuss what actually magnetic field is. What actually magnetic field is. As we all know, my dear student, about magnet, and we all are aware with the activities of magnet, that in magnet, if you will take the magnet near to those material which carry magnetic property like iron, the magnet can attract, or we can say the iron attract towards the magnet, as magnet apply a force called magnetic force on that iron, so that iron will be to attract towards the magnet. That's what actually magnetic field is. So what is magnetic field, my dear student? Magnetic field, let's suppose I am taking a example of permanent magnet. As we all know about permanent magnet carry 2 poles. One is north pole and other is south pole. So what actually permanent magnet is? Permanent magnet is that element or that substance which attract or repel those material which carry magnetic property, for example iron. So what actually magnetic field is? Magnetic field is a region around any magnet. Magnetic field is a region around any magnet in which if any other magnetic properties substance come, it will be experiences a force. That force may be attractive in nature or it may be repulsive in nature. So write down first of all the definition of magnetic field. Write down the definition of magnetic field. So magnetic field is a region. Magnetic field is a region around the magnet. Magnetic field is a region around the magnet. Magnetic field is a region around the magnet in which, so magnetic field, I am writing here the definition of magnetic field. So what actually magnetic field is? Magnetic field is a region. Magnetic field is a region around the magnet in which if any other magnetic property, magnetic property substance comes, it experiences magnetic force. And remember, my dear student, magnetic force is of two types. Magnetic force may be attractive or it may be repulsive by nature. So remember, magnetic field is a region around the magnet in which if any other magnetic property substance come, it experiences magnetic force. And remember, the magnetic force is may be attractive, magnetic force may be attractive or repulsive. Magnetic force may be attractive or repulsive by nature. So remember, this is what magnetic field is. We are discussing about, my dear student, magnetic effect of current. See, magnetic field is basically of two types. Magnetic field is basically of two types. One is permanent magnetic field. One is permanent magnetic field and second is temporary magnetic field. One is permanent magnetic field and second is temporary magnetic field. So remember, magnetic field is basically of two types. One is permanent magnetic field and second is temporary magnetic field. So see what actually permanent magnetic field is and what actually temporary magnetic field is. Permanent magnetic field is due to permanent magnet, and we know that permanent magnet is nothing but bar magnet. You all are aware with bar magnet. This is how bar magnet look like. Bar magnet carry two different poles. One is north pole and second is south pole. So basically what actually permanent magnetic field is? That magnetic field which is created by permanent magnet. And what is the example of permanent magnet? Permanent magnet means bar magnet, in which two poles are present. One is north pole and another is south pole. So remember, permanent magnetic field is created by permanent magnet, and example of permanent magnet is bar magnet. So that magnetic field which is created by permanent magnet is considered to be permanent magnetic field. But my dear student, temporary magnetic field is also called electromagnetic field. Electromagnetic field. Basically, these types of magnetic field is created under the presence of current. Remember, temporary magnetic field is also called electromagnetic field, and these types of magnetic field, or we can say this type of magnetic field is created under the presence of flow of current. So I'll write here, these types of magnetic field, these types of magnetic field is created under the presence of flow of current, in conductor. So if current is flowing in conductor, then magnetic field is present. But if you will stop the flow of current, then magnetic field is also to be stopped. That's why these types of magnetic field is said to be temporary magnetic field. Write down in temporary magnetic field as these types of magnetic field is present only. These types of magnetic field is present only if current is flowing in conductor. These type of magnetic field is created only if current is flowing inside the conductor. Full stop. Write down next point. If current stops flowing, then current stops flowing, then these types of magnetic field, if current stops flowing, then these types of magnetic field, these types of magnetic field get vanished. These types of magnetic field get vanished. So remember, my dear student, basically we are talking about temporary magnetic field, because our chapter is magnetic effect of current, that is magnetic field which is created under the presence of flow of current. We are not talking about permanent magnetic field which is created by permanent magnet. So basically our chapter is electromagnetism, means magnetic field created under the presence of flow of current. If current is flowing, then magnetic field is there. If you will stop the flow of current, magnetic field get vanished, finish. So we can say these types of magnetic field, means the magnetic field which is created under the presence of electric current is called temporary magnetic field or electromagnetic field, or this branch of physics is called electromagnetism. Remember this thing. So let's discuss about the chapter called magnetic effect of current. So my dear student, the very first topic about magnetic effect of current is Oersted experiment. So write down Oersted experiment, OERSTEDS, Oersted's experiment. Oersted experiment. So my dear student, basically Oersted performs an experiment which shows that if current is flowing in any electrical circuit, then near the electrical circuit magnetic field is created due to flow of current. So basically Oersted can give only observation. Oersted cannot give any mathematical expression about its observation. So write down Oersted observed that, write down in your notebook, Oersted observed that if current is flowing, if current is flowing in any electrical circuit, then near the circuit magnetic field is created. Near the circuit magnetic field is created. Near the circuit magnetic field is created. This magnetic field is called electromagnetic field. Electromagnetic field. First thing, my dear student, see what Oersted performed in its experiment. Oersted takes a simple circuit in which a battery and a resistor is present. Now we all know that resistor can draw current from the battery. So this is of higher potential end, this is lower potential end. Current starts flowing in this circuit. So what Oersted observed, that Oersted take a instrument called compass. Remember, there is an instrument called compass. Compass is a device. It is a device which is used to detect the presence of magnetic field. So my dear student, what Oersted observe? Oersted take a compass and place near this electrical circuit in which current is flowing. In compass, my dear student, basically compass is a device which is used to detect the presence or absence of magnetic field. If magnetic field is present in any region, then compass deflected. If magnetic field is not present on region, then compass cannot be deflected. So see, we have a compass which is placed near the circuit in which current is flowing. So Oersted observed that when current is flowing, the compass shows deflection. the compass shows deflection. Now see my dear student, what compass perform? Compass detect the presence or absence of magnetic field. If magnetic field is there, then compass shows deflection. If magnetic field is not there, then compass cannot show any deflection. So Oersted take a compass, place near this electrical circuit in which current is flowing, and Oersted observed that when current starts flowing in the given circuit, the compass shows deflection. I am repeating once again, when the current is flowing in the circuit, the compass shows deflection, which indicates that due to flow of current near this circuit, a field is created. That field is called magnetic field. That field is called magnetic field. And if we'll stop the flow of current, the compass also shows zero deflection. Compass cannot show deflection when no current is flowing in the circuit. So we'll say, okay, the magnetic field is only generated if current is flowing in the circuit. If current is not flowing in the circuit, then compass cannot show any deflection, which indicates that the magnetic field is temporary magnetic field. It is only created if current is flowing in the circuit. If current is not flowing, then compass cannot show any deflection. If current is flowing, then compass shows deflection, which shows due to flow of current, magnetic field is generated, and this magnetic field is sounds as electromagnetic field. Electro means flow of electron, and flow of electron we all know it is about current. So write down next point. Oersted observed that, write down in your notebook, Oersted observed that if current is flowing, Oersted observed that if current is flowing, then the compass shows deflection. If current is flowing, then compass shows deflection, and when current stops flowing, then the compass cannot show any deflection. Any deflection, full stop. So my dear student, this observation says that under the presence of flow of current in any electrical circuit, magnetic field is created near the circuit. This magnetic field is basically temporary magnetic field, which is only present if current is flowing. If current stops flowing, then no magnetic field is there my dear student. So we can say the magnetic field which is created by current is basically temporary magnetic field. But if we are talking about the permanent magnet, which is called bar magnet, then bar magnet creates permanent magnetic field. We cannot operate with the help of switch the presence or absence of magnetic field. So remember, magnetic field is categorized under two different circumstances. One is permanent magnetic field, which is created by permanent magnet, and other is temporary magnetic field, which is created by flow of current in any electrical circuit. Temporary magnetic field is also called electromagnetic field. Temporary magnetic field is also called electromagnetic field. So this is all about Oersted experiment, that Oersted can perform an experiment in which he'll flow the current. Due to flow of current, he'll detect the presence of magnetic field near the circuit. This presence of magnetic field is observed with the help of a device called compass. If magnetic field is there, then compass shows deflection. If magnetic field is not there, then compass cannot show any deflection. So this is all about Oersted experiment. Oersted, my dear student, only give observation. There is no any mathematical relation given by Oersted. So next topic, write down Biot-Savart's law. Biot-Savart's law. So write down next heading, Biot-Savart's law. Again, very important topic, my dear student. Biot-Savart's law. Biot-Savart's law. B-I-O-T-S. Biot-Savart's law. So next topic is Biot-Savart's law. Actually, there are three different scientists. One is Biot, other is Savart, and third is Laplace. But when observation, or we can say when the experiment will be performed, when the experiment will be patented, then Laplace will be removed. So this law is also called Biot-Savart's law. So very first point about Biot-Savart's law, see, Oersted can give only observation, that is under the presence of flow of current in any electrical circuit, magnetic field is created. If you'll stop the flow of current, magnetic field get vanished. If you'll flow the current, magnetic field is present. That magnetic field is called electromagnetic field, or we can say temporary magnetic field. But Biot-Savart can give the value of magnetic field which is created under the presence of flow of current in any electrical circuit. So write down, Biot-Savart's law can give the value of magnetic field. Biot-Savart's law can gives the value of magnetic field. Biot-Savart's law can gives the value of magnetic field. Value of magnetic field means magnitude of magnetic field. I'll write here magnitude of magnetic field. Magnitude of magnetic field due to flow of current in any conductor. Due to flow of current in any conductors. Write down, Biot-Savart's law can gives the value of magnetic field, that is magnitude of magnetic field due to flow of current in any conductor. My dear student, Oersted can give only observation, but Biot-Savart can give the mathematical expression of magnetic field due to current carrying conductor. First thing. Second thing, like electric field, magnetic field is also a vector quantity. So I am writing here, magnetic field is a vector quantity. Magnetic field is a vector quantity and it is presented by capital B vector. Electric field is presented by capital E vector and magnetic field is presented by capital B vector. So my dear student, second thing which is very important to understand is magnetic field is a vector quantity. So if it is a vector quantity, then it depends on magnitude as well as direction. It depends on magnitude as well as direction. So remember, magnetic field is a vector quantity that is it depends on magnitude as well as direction. So Biot-Savart can give the value of magnetic field due to current carrying conductor at any point P. So I am writing here, Biot-Savart's law can give the value of magnetic field due to flow of current in any conductor at any point P. At any point P. Second thing is, remember, magnetic field is a vector quantity and we all aware about vector quantity. Vector quantity carry both magnitude as well as direction. So magnetic field also carry both magnitude as well as direction. Now see my dear student, this law have certain limitation. What actually limitation? Let's discuss. So write down limitation of Biot-Savart's law. First of all, we'll study about limitation, then we'll discuss what actually law says. So write down limitations of Biot-Savart's law. Limitation of Biot-Savart's law. Very first thing, my dear student, let's suppose we have a conductor. Let's suppose we have one conductor which is straight and same length, same material conductor I am taking as in zigzag form. So these two are our conductor. Let's suppose this is first conductor, this is second conductor, there is a point P. Let's suppose here also there is a point P. both the conductors are made up with same material, both the conductor carry same length, and both the conductor, let's suppose, carry same current. So let's suppose, my dear student, this conductor carry I current and this conductor also carry I current. This conductor is straight but this conductor is zigzag in shape. Both the conductors are of same length, both the conductors is of same material, both the conductors carry same current. In this conductor, this straight current carrying conductor carry I current, this zigzag conductor is also carry I current. Let's suppose this conductor is of copper and this conductor is also of copper. Let's suppose this conductor carry length L and this conductor also carry length L. Now see what actually limitation of Biot-Savart's law is. First of all, my dear student, as I already tell you that magnetic field is a vector quantity. And we all are aware with the properties of vector quantity. Vector quantity depends on both magnitude as well as direction. Now see, write down in form of note, current in any conductor, is presented by drawing a tangent. Current in any conductor is presented by drawing a tangent. So remember, my dear student, if you want to present a conductor in current in any conductor, then you have to draw a tangent. So let's suppose I am taking three different points in this wire as well as in this wire. So let's suppose we have a point A, point B and point C. Similarly, I am taking 3 points in zigzag wire also. Let's suppose A, B and let's suppose C. Now see, my dear student, as this wire carry current I, so at point A, the magnitude of current is I and its direction is presented by drawing a tangent. So the direction of current is like this at point A. Similarly, at point B also, the value of current must be I and its direction is represented by drawing a tangent. So direction of tangent is like this. So direction of current at point B is also this. Similarly, if I current is present in this whole wire, then C point also carries same current, that is I, and the current is presented by drawing a tangent. The direction of tangent is like this. Similarly, if I am talking about this wire also carry current I. So at point A, the value of current is I and it is presented by drawing a tangent. So this is the direction of current, because we know that current in any conductor is present by drawing a tangent. Means if you want to give the direction of current which is flowing in any conductor, then you have to draw a tangent. That tangent can give you the direction of current in that conductor. Similarly, if I want to give the direction of current at point B, here if wire carry current I, then it is but obvious that point B also carry current I and its direction is given by drawing a tangent. So this is the tangent. Similarly, if I am talking about point C, then C point also carries same current, that is I, and if I current is present at point C, then the direction of current is also by giving a tangent. So the tangent will be like this. Now see, my dear student, both the wire is of same length, both the wire carry same current, but here at point A, B and C, the direction of current is same. But if I am talking about this zigzag wire, then each point, the direction on each point on the wire is different. So my dear student, if magnetic field is a vector quantity and this magnetic field is defined with the help of current, because we are talking about temporary magnetic field, or we can say electromagnetic field, that is the magnetic field which is created under the presence of current in any conductor, then it is not possible to find the value of magnetic field at point P whole for this wire. Because if wire is straight, then okay, because current at each point on this wire is in same direction, we are capable to find magnetic field at point P due to this straight current carrying conductor. We can calculate whole magnetic field through this wire at point P, because each point on wire carry each each point on this wire, the direction of current is same. But if I am talking about this wire which is zigzag in shape, then each point carry same current in magnitude, but the direction of current on this wire is different. So my dear student, Biot-Savart's law can give the value of magnetic field due to current carrying conductor, but if conductor is straight, then it is possible to find magnetic field at point P due to hole conductor. But if the conductor is zigzag in shape, then it is not possible to find magnetic field at point P due to hole conductor, because each point carry different direction of current in the zigzag wire. So write down in form of note, write down note, Biot-Savart's law, Biot-Savart's law, Biot-Savart's law cannot gives the value of magnetic field. Biot-Savart's law cannot gives the value of magnetic field due to hole conductor, due to hole conductor in same time, as if conductor is not straight, if conductor is not straight, then the direction of current, on each point, then the direction of current on each point is different, then the direction of current on each point is different. Hence magnetic field at any point P, hence magnetic field at any point P is also be different, So remember my dear student, with the help of Biot-Savart's law, we can find the value of magnetic field at any point P due to current carrying conductor, but not for due to hole conductor, because if conductor is straight, then okay, the direction of current on each point is different. But if the conductor is zigzag in shape, then each point carry different direction current. Due to that, we cannot find magnetic field due to hole conductor simultaneously at any point P, as magnetic field is a vector quantity which depends on direction as well as magnetic field, which depends on direction as well as magnitude. So remember, this is very important point. Now write down note. With the help of Biot-Savart's law, we can find, with the help of Biot-Savart's law, we can find value of magnetic field. With the help of Biot-Savart's law, we can find the value of magnetic field only due to small part of the conductor. We can find magnetic field only due to small part of conductor. Remember, if you'll get the small part due to small part of conductor, if you'll get the value of magnetic field, then we know that we have to integrate it and we'll get the net magnetic field due to hole conductor. But with the help of Biot-Savart's law, we are not capable to find magnetic field at any point P simultaneously for hole conductor. So my dear student, before explaining the law, Biot-Savart can give a new term called current element. So write down current element. I hope you all understand what actually Biot-Savart's law is. Biot-Savart's law can give the value of magnetic field due to current carrying conductor at any point P. But with the help of Biot-Savart's law, we are not capable to find the net magnetic field due to whole conductor at any point P simultaneously. Yes, but with the help of integration, if we'll get the small part magnetic field at any point P, then we'll integrate it by putting limit, we'll get the value of net magnetic field at any point P. But with the help of Biot-Savart's law, we are not capable to find magnetic field due to whole conductor at any point P. So, before discussing the law which is given by Biot-Savart's to find the value of magnetic field due to current carrying conductor, Biot-Savart explains a new term called current element. Now see what actually current element is. Let's suppose we have a conductor in which I current is flowing. So what Biot-Savart will take? Biot-Savart take, we want to find magnetic field at point P due to this current carrying conductor. So Biot-Savart can take a small length in the wire. Let's suppose this length is dl, and if the current is flowing in this conductor is I, then this dl length also carries some current I. Now see my dear student, current element is basically product of current and small length of wire. Product of current and small length of wire is called current element, and current element is basically I into dl, that is product of current and small length is called current element. So if I am taking small length in this wire dl in which I current is there, so current element is IDL, first thing. Second thing, it is a vector quantity. Remember, current element is a vector quantity, so we can write it as IDL vector. Now, if it is a vector quantity, then it carry both magnitude as well as direction. So magnitude is IDL, and the direction of current element is same as the direction of flow of current, in conductor. Remember my dear student, the direction of current element is same as the direction of flow of current in conductor. So we all know about the direction of current. The direction of current is given by drawing a tangent, and if I am talking about the direction of current element, then the direction of current element is same as the direction of current. So current element direction is also presented by drawing a tangent. Remember this thing, the direction of current element is same as the direction of current which is flowing in conductor, and we all aware about the direction of current. The direction of current in any conductor is given by drawing a tangent. And if I am talking about direction of current element, then the direction of current element is also given by drawing a tangent. So this is the tangent which shows, or we can say which gives the direction of current element in this current carrying conductor. Next point, if I am talking about its SI unit, means SI unit of current element. So current element is IDL, SI unit of current is ampere, and SI unit of DL, that is length, is meter. So ampere meter is the SI unit of current element which is defined by Biot-Savart's to give the value of magnetic field at any point P due to current carrying conductor. So remember my dear student, this is what actually current element is. Current element is nothing but product of current and small length in conductor is called current element. The direction of current element is same as the direction of current which is flowing in conductor, and its SI unit is ampere meter. Ampere meter is the SI unit of current element. Now we'll move forward and we'll discuss about Biot-Savart's law. So check it out, what actually Biot-Savart's law is. Biot can give law as with the help of current element he'll define its law, and we must aware that magnetic field due to hole conductor is not given by Biot-Savart's law. Biot-Savart's law can give magnetic field due to small length current carrying conductor, and small length current carrying conductor is also called current element. So what Biot-Savart says, look at this. Let's suppose we have a conductor in which I current is there. We have to find magnetic field at point P, which is r distance apart, from this conductor. We wish to find magnetic field at point P due to this current carrying conductor, and now we all are aware that the magnetic field which is created under the presence of flow of current is called electromagnetic field, my dear student. So what Biot-Savart says, take a small length in this conductor. Let's suppose the small length is dl in which I current is flowing. So this is the direction of current element, and let's suppose this distance is making angle theta with the direction of current element, or we can say with the help of tangent. So first law says the small